ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Planets Through Ascendant series. And I'm trying to cover this for the last week that I was supposed to do, which is Sun in the 8th house for Taurus Ascendant people. As in what happens when Sun is ruling the 4th house for Taurus Ascendant people and sits in the 8th house. This is different from my series of Sun being in the 8th house or Sun being in the sign of Sagittarius. This is combining both of those things together, because also Sun rules a certain house and sits in a certain house, so it's a mixed combination. And as always, if you do not know where your Sun is placed, and if you're a Taurus ascendant and all your other planetary alignments and their meaning and all the details for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light, including all my consultations here. So, for Taurus ascendant people, Sun rules the 4th house. And Sun is sitting in the 8th house for you, in the sign of Sagittarius. And Sun rules the fixed house of 4th, like meaning the sign of Leo is a fixed sign and it's ruling the 4th house, meaning everything in the home is fixed. Everything in the home is with a certain routine. Yet now that energy of Sun that rules the 4th house is in a dual sign of Sagittarius, and it's 5th from itself. And what is Sagittarius? First of all, Sagittarius represents the high hopes, the high beliefs, something that you believe higher than you. It's higher philosophy, spirituality, law. It represents, the sign of your gurus, your teachers in life. And then it's sitting in the 8th house. 8th house represents transformation, sudden upheaval, sudden downheaval. 8th house is a house of life and death and rebirth. It's a house of secrecy, transformation, occult, mysticism, sorcery. It's a house of government taxes. So when Sun rules the 4th house is your mother, home, dwelling, homeland, childhood friends. Shows that in your life, when you have this placement, and let's say this placement is without any conjunction aspects in your horoscope, because those things will always change the condition of the Sun. So I know many people say, well, I have this placement and it doesn't do this. Well, and then I ask them, what planets are looking at your Sun? What planet is conjunct? Well, this planet is conjunct and that planet is looking at it. Well, why do you think these things happen? So this is like probably I can say 60% or 65% of the entire meaning. The rest is really assessed when an astrologer looks at that position and sees what's happening, who's looking at it. But first of all, what this will show is that you suddenly change your residence. And that too for the good. Doesn't mean you have to leave a residence, in a bad condition, meaning that in your life, you're probably a person who's a traveler, who switches house from one place to the other, one city to the other. And because Sun is a Sattvic planet, it's in a Sattvic sign of Jupiter. So there's always a high hope to get a better house, better property, better place to live in, better roof to live in. But it happens suddenly. Things, whenever it comes to the 4th house things, they happen suddenly, but there's very much a philosophical reason behind it that you give. You're like, well, this happened because of this. It was meant to be. It was God's destination for me to go here. Shows your mother was greatly interested in occult mysticism philosophy. She was very secretive about affairs of the home. And so are you. Whenever it comes to the affairs of the home, what's happening in your home, what's happening with your mother, what's happening in the dwelling, you're very secretive about it. You don't tell anybody exactly what's happening. And what this also shows that since fourth lord is in the 8th house, shows that you attain secret knowledge from your mother. You attain secret information and knowledge and education from your mother that perhaps she advised you not to tell anybody else. Why? Because 4th Lord is 5th from itself in the 8th house. 5th house from any house becomes the house of education, learning. Also becomes house of children as well, 5th from any house. What this can show, perhaps, and I'm not saying that your mother could have this, but your mother could have secret children that she may not have told you about. Maybe she adopted out a child. But what's happening mainly here is that your mother gives you lessons. Your mother becomes that secret guru for you. She teaches you things that nobody else should know, yet they suddenly take you to a better place. So perhaps, let's say your mother's an astrologer. Your mother is a numerologist. Your mother is a tantric expert, and she teaches you how to do certain things, what certain things mean in astrology. And she's like, you know what, this is secret knowledge. Don't tell everybody, but keep it to yourself. This is your treasure, because 8th house is treasure. Your treasure is the knowledge you receive from your mother. Now, Sun also becomes the significator of father, government, ego. Shows that one can work for the homeland government related to taxes, because 8th house is taxes. Government's gain, because it's 11th from the 10th house. So government's gains comes from where? Majority of it comes from taxes. Also shows your father must have worked in a place where there was a lot of secrecy and secret documents involved. And most likely, and I've seen actually quite a few times where the father or the mother were lawyers. Because a lawyer has to deal with secret things, secret evidence, documents, because they have to take the oath. They can't just say, oh yeah, my client has just murdered this person, and here's all the evidence. No, they have to use that evidence to win for their client. Yet, because mainly Sun is the Atmakarka, meaning significator of your soul, shows that your purpose of birth in this life is always towards attaining secret information, learning secret information, and transforming people's lives. So you'll find these people in all areas of life where they have to investigate things, they have to dig deep into things. They're the ones who are like those conspiracy theorists, and they have the philosophical way of explaining why the government is doing this, why these things are happening, why suddenly ships are disappearing in Bermuda. Because 4th house represents your heart chakra. It's how you take things in and what you love. Your love is towards the 8th house. Learning all about the secretive things. And your mother was responsible for it. Yet also shows mother herself had to face tremendous transformation and ups and downs in her life. Especially before your birth. And obviously you also have to look at moon, the significator of mother and significator of the 4th house, to see exactly what are the conditions you're going to be witnessing in the 8th house. The condition of the Karaka, the significator, becomes very important when you're looking at a chart. So, okay, you have 4th Lord in the 8th house Sun, in the sign of Sagittarius. Well, okay, fine, KRS is saying this. But what is it exactly happening? Look for the placement of the moon, the significator of the 4th house. Moon's in good placement, that Sun is going to give strong results. Moon is in bad placement, that Sun is going to be diffused a little bit or diffused fully. So these are the ways you can really look at a chart and start predicting on it. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis of Sun in the 8th house for Taurus Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Sun is placed and what other placements you have, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, my books, consultations. Everything is at this link here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.